Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for being here. And today we're going to talk about The Perfect Weapon, written by Delilah Dawson. We're checking this out today just because, well, Delilah Dawson's writing the Phasma novel, and it's interesting to look back at their previous Star Wars work and see how they connect with the universe, how they make their characters, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The Perfect Weapon is essentially a story about Bazine Natal, who, yeah, that character from The Force Awakens. Basically how she ends up building her relationship with the First Order, her first mission for the First Order. It's never mentioned, but like, you just kind of know that, oh, well, yeah, the First Order must have given her that job because that's the one that makes sense, right? And it even kind of gives us some hints as to where Darth Vader's helmet came from. Maybe that's what she went to go do. She went to go get Darth Vader's helmet, so on and so forth. Interesting stuff. Now, with respect to Delilah Dawson as an author, she is really good at this character and story progression stuff. There are a couple little complaints as we work our way through the characters, but overall, she does an amazing job of dunking us into the Star Wars universe, making us invested in these characters that she's written over the course of 57 pages. I mean, she crams new canon material and character development and interesting relationships into this 57-page short story, really. Again, I dev mentioned that this is only 57 pages. It's actually almost like, if you remember the Tales from Jabba's Palace and the Tales from Mos Eisley Cantina books from Legends, that's kind of what this is. It feels like a single excerpt from one of those collections of stories. And yeah, Delilah Dawson does an amazing job of developing these characters. The only concern that I have about Phasma after reading The Perfect Weapon is that Bazine Natal was written a little bit too perfect, in the same way that James Bond is a little bit too perfect. And I am a little worried that that might end up bleeding into Phasma. However, Delilah Dawson's going to have an entire novel to tell us about Phasma as a character, not just 57 pages. Now, with that being said, I love the character Bazine Natal. She's a very femme fatale spy for hire, essentially. This is a look at another type of character archetype from the Star Wars underworld. A new archetype, this spy for hire. Like, we've seen mercenaries and bounty hunters and slicers and so on and so forth. But we haven't really seen like a spy for hire. And this is really like almost like a James Bond movie in print form. And it's really well done. She develops the characters really nicely. Bazine Natal, like I said, her Bazine Natal's sidekicky character, Bazine Natal's mentor. We get tons of little nuggets about how the New Republic deals with its war veterans and the Imperial War veterans, and she does a really good job of getting us through a ton of information really quickly without it feeling rushed. It's not just Delilah Dawson's capacity of expanding the characters and stuff. She manages to go through a whole ton of different tones in this 57 pages. We go from spy novel to almost like a Karate Kid-ish style story to maybe the early stages of a romantic story, and then straight into more spy stuff, and then we go straight into horror stuff, and then we end up back in spy movie stuff. And the tone definitely shifts very quickly, but without it feeling jarring in The Perfect Weapon, in a way that just, I hope that one day I can write that well. Let's just put it that way. Now, with all that being said, do I recommend picking up The Perfect Weapon? Yeah. It's pretty much the most amount of Star Wars you're going to get for $2 on either the Amazon Kindle store or Audible. It's, like I said, it's 57 pages, so you could probably read it in about an hour. The audiobook itself is about an hour and 50-something minutes. It's $2, and it's a solid hour to 2 hours of good Star Wars entertainment. Like I said, I would recommend checking it out, and this does get me really excited for how she manages to handle the Phasma character and how she manages to build out the First Order as a world or as a culture, because she's going to have to do that in this Phasma novel, right? How is she going to do that? And she does a really good job of building up the world and delving into the Star Wars mythos over the course of 57 pages. What is she going to do with a 400-page novel, right? I'm so excited for September 1st. I think that's about all I've got to say about Perfect Weapon here. But if you guys have read it, what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments down below. I love having conversations with you guys down there. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a like on there. And if you like this content and you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It all lets me know that I'm doing stuff that's at least kind of entertaining. Thank you guys as always, and may the Force be with you.